Let's see what they decide to do.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. That is caught by the tight end Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 15 for the Niners there and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
13.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 27, Fitzpatrick. He's going to float this one deep right side. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart.
I know some teams are worried about playing cover two because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They will run again with Coleman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. picked up by Xavier Howard. Well, Charles, while we have a moment, you know what we need to do here is give a nod to the new Hall of Famers who were brought into Canton and inducted on August the 3rd. Champ Bailey, Pat Bowlen, Gil Brandt, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law, Kevin Mawai, Ed Reed, and Johnny Robinson, all part of the class.
Fantastic class. When you talk about guys who played at a top level, obviously they're Hall of Famers. But what I found interesting about it is you've got a great pass catcher, the best pass-catching tight end in history, in Tony Gonzalez. How would he like to work against this secondary? Champ Bailey and Ty Law at corner, Ed Reed and Johnny Robinson at safety. Good luck trying to get open against those four. What a matchup that would have been. But it was a terrific night for those gentlemen. Congratulations. And, of course, Ed Reed's bust will go down in history because they got the hair exactly right. And Ed had a ball up there in his Hall of Fame speech.
And remember, next year they're going to celebrate the centennial year of the NFL with a special class of 20. So get ready for those speeches.
I wonder if they'll do it like Johnny Robinson this year, who actually submitted a video instead of going up to the podium. And his speech was about 5 minutes long, which is probably about the right length.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Again, it's Fitzpatrick. Dancing to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Drake. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. This is 3rd and goal, still looking for the first points of the game. Right back to Drake. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Taking it in from 2 yards out as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Coleman. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
They'll run with a fullback, Juszczyk. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. looks to throw. Gets this one left side to Pettis. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Here we go. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch a slant, watch a slant, watch a slant.
To throw is Garoppolo. That is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A gain there of 21 yards. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. It's Coleman here. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter.
I don't think there's any great secret or mystery here. We're in the 4th quarter. You've got to take that shot, especially since you're down on the scoreboard. But I have to understand what was going on defensively. They've got to know that as well, don't they?
Absolutely, but they look lost defensively, and they took that shot, got in the end zone, now in position here to take the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101 tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Garoppolo. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
Here we go. 180! They can't hang with us.
He's back to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Goodwin. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Here we go. 180! 55! Watch the screen! Watch the screen!
Now Garoppolo. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
Intercepted. The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 31.
The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Good. 180. 6, right there. 56. Record.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. run for Nick Chubb. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
Now Mayfield. Able to find Harris, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Let's go.
13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Crunch time, defense.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Push him back. Push him back.
To throw, Mayfield. Here's Higgins out on the right side. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Right there. Down, baby.
6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Set. 20. Mike spot 4. I know he ain't got it.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Not today, you are. Not today.
Mayfield looks to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. And again, it's Mayfield. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Higgins. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. He's at the 40. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Always fun to watch a big boy pick it up and go. He may need a little oxygen on it. He may need a lot of oxygen on the sideline.
Not only that, how about you and me trying to balance ourselves up here because we can feel the shaking all the way up to the booth. That big guy trying to get it to the house.
Here's Coleman. And bulldozing his way through. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Garoppolo now. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. The number 1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Here we go. 180.
Number 53, Mike 53.
Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down.
Let's get it.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing, Mayfield. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Mayfield off the play fake. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. He's got a man complete. Odell Beckham Jr. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 89 yards. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, the game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
That means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Coleman. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Here we go.
Here we go. 180.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report.
1, Omaha.
Let's go, let's go.
Set hunt.
Garoppolo on first down.
6-man.
That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go. 180.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB.
Coleman now. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Goodwin. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin. 37 yards as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points.
That's caught at the 25. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Mayfield. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. Jarvis Landry there to make the grab. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now, under 100 yards of total offense. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They go play action. Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'll be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. And that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And he will find his man on the outside. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is caught. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 61 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Go!
The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, Charles, if you think so far... Early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in, but the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. And they're indeed going. It's Mayfield. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. And he's not even going to come close. A big loss in the wrong direction on 4th down. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. On 1st down, here's Breida. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
From the 38, Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass.
You must be getting tired.
To throw is Garoppolo. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down.
21.
On 1st down, Coleman. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Check 3.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Coleman. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tevin Coleman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Gold with the extra point, and an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Mayfield. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Mayfield down. Able to find Harris, complete. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run. Chubb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well. For the defensive
What's going on in the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
I'm coming.
Garoppolo. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Garoppolo finding his tight end, Kittle. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle, 47 yards. As they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Here's Mayfield. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, 73 yards, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
Now Garoppolo. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Here we go.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
What we got?
Mayfield going deep here for Landry. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Trying to get it to Landry there. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Watch the pass.
Back to throw, Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Dante Pettis with time running out. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll put it out to the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be.
A crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Jimmy Ward. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35.